time we really bashed this committee because of giving us a report that we felt was half-baked on the matter of Nyamira. But on this particular report, Mr. Speaker, I think they have done a good job. The architecture of our politics, Mr. Speaker, and the way the architecture of our politics is, most of the deputy governors who come to office, and I'm happy that I have heard that you are seeking higher authority, and I wish you well. And you, of course, know that there is a shorter route to you getting to that seat than doing what you are currently doing. There's a way you can get there without necessarily having to do a lot of work. There's a way I can help you, and you know it. But since we are not there yet, you still have an opportunity to redeem and be politically correct. But the way our architecture is in, Mr. Speaker, you see people compete, even in party primaries. That I ran against a competitor of mine, after primaries or even before primaries, people sit down and they agree on what we call guided democracy, so that we don't spend a lot of our resources, we don't spend a lot of our effort, and we come together, and more often than not, we agree that we are forming government together. But once people form government, most of the things that they agree will be done are not done. In the cases of, for example, the county that I come from, Nyandarua County, is a county that has 5 constituencies. For the 3 terms that we have had devolution, Mr. Speaker, the governor has always come from Molkalau. The deputy governor comes from Kinangop, the most populous constituency, Mr. Speaker, because Olkalau is on the north and Kinangop is on the south. And that is the case for most of the places and most of the counties that are here, Honorable Speaker, so that everybody feels that they are part and parcel of the administration of that particular county, Mr. Speaker. But more often than not, just as Senator Kisang has correctly and aptly put it, Mr. Speaker, because there are other offices that are lower than the position of the deputy governor, and I'm happy that you are bringing a bill to try and cure this particular problem. Since there is no specific role that has been assigned to a deputy governor, and there are other people who are at lower pedestals than the governor, the deputy governor, sorry, and they have specific roles, Mr. Speaker, functions follow power, or power follows function, whichever comes before the other. So if you have functions like, for example, the county secretary is the head of public service in every county government, Mr. Speaker. And I think they are also the secretaries to the county executive committees. So every time a county executive committee sits, I think it is the county secretary who is the secretary of that particular highest decision-making organ in a county, Mr. Speaker. If you come to county executive committee members, CCMs, Mr. Speaker, every CCM has their specific role. That for agriculture is the CC for agriculture, and they are overseeing the functions on agriculture, livestock, fisheries, and what have you. If there is the CC for finance, they have their specific roles. If there's CC for roads, they have their specific roles, Honorable Speaker. But I find it a bit ambiguous that you are told that you are just the principal assistant to the governor. You know, principal assistant is just a very ambiguous word, Mr. Speaker. If you, for example, take, and if you are to borrow from the national government, before the executive, I think executive order number 1 was signed, there were roles that the deputy president of the republic is assigned by the constitution, Mr. Speaker. For example, Mr. Speaker, you know that the deputy president is the one that chairs IBEC. That is a very specific role that has been assigned to that particular office. And nobody else can undertake that particular role, Mr. Speaker. So besides that, being called a principal assistant to the principal, also, there's also, I think, another provision that they can be assigned roles by the governor or roles by the president, Mr. Speaker. Now, in this case, by the governor, Honorable Speaker. If you're told that you'll be assigned roles by the governor, what if he doesn't? Because more often than not, some governors, and most governors, feel threatened by their deputies. For that one reason that I've just told you, Mr. Speaker. If I was running against you, and we just came together so that we can win, I can run against you again. So they feel that they want to ensure that the deputy governors are as powerless as I can possibly be, so that they cannot challenge them in the next election, Mr. Speaker. And I'm seeing people who want to be governors here. So there are people that I'm talking to, Senator Boni, Senator Ososi, your own self, and Senator Cherargei. I hear he has now also declared that he wants to be governor. I didn't know that's why he was really vicious against his current governor. And you know, it's a full cycle. I hear now that his governor is now running to be member of parliament. So I'm sure he can even next election run for a member of county assembly. Yeah. And next election, and the cycle will go on. But Mr. Speaker, a point that I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, we must try and protect, because this is a constitutional office. We must try and ensure that people don't just earn for nothing. You hear cases of deputy governors who cannot even access their official vehicles. I know of many deputy governors who don't even use their official vehicles because they have been confiscated, even their own office. By the way, Mr. Speaker, do you know that the accounting officer of the office of the deputy governor is the chief of staff, who is an appointee of the governor? So they can only process payments for this office of the deputy governor if they have the direct nod of the governor, Mr. Speaker. I'm told for the case of Laikipia, for example, and the deputy governor for Laikipia is the chairman of all the deputy governors in the republic. He does not even have a budget of his own. The budget is for the office of the governor. So it will be at the whim of the governor and the chief of staff to either fuel your car or not. If you're politically correct, they can fuel. If you're politically not correct, it is not fuel. So, Mr. Speaker, for us to cure and for us to ensure that people do not earn, you know, Mr. Speaker, we have had many cases. I think it was in the case of West Pokot that the deputy governor almost served an entire term without ever stepping in the county, Mr. Speaker. I know of a deputy governor from Nyandarua who stayed for like 2 years without ever stepping in the county because he was told by the governor, I don't need you. When I ever need you, I will call you, Mr. Speaker. So why is this person earning? Why is this person being paid? Why does he have then the members of staff? He has a PA, he has a personal assistant, he has many aides here and there. So why are they being paid if this person is not offering any services to that particular county, Mr. Speaker? So therefore, I actually really commend the Committee on Devolution for these very good recommendations that have been made, that it is imperative that there be a deliberate assignment of responsibility to ensure optimal utilizations of resources. Because, as I have said, Mr. Speaker, the office of the Deputy Governor is funded from the public money. They have a budget that has been provided for by taxpayers, Mr. Speaker. So if this office is being funded by the taxpayers, Mr. Speaker, then taxpayers must get utility out of this particular money that they are spending on this specific person, Mr. Speaker. So the amendment, and I'm sure that is what you are proposing, Mr. Speaker, that we amend the County Governments Act Cap 265 to impose a mandatory requirement on the governor to assign a specific responsibility to the deputy governor. Mr. Speaker, in the first dispensation of Nyandarua County, that is 2013 to 2017, the first deputy governor of our county was called Waithaka Mwangi. The governor was also called Waithaka Mwangi. They shared the name. He was assigned the role of being the CEC for lands, I think land settlement and physical planning, Mr. Speaker. So it is possible, if a governor wants, it is possible that they can utilize the expertise of the deputy governor, Mr. Speaker, because nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. It cannot be that the governor is the brightest person in that particular county, so bright that he can undertake every function and cannot give even one function to their deputies, Honorable Speaker. And you know the way they speak to them very well, very nicely. I know the way you'll be speaking to yours, Mr. Speaker. Even the people who are wooing you so that you can join them, they'll be telling you that join me and we'll share government 50-50. But once you have been sworn in, once you put the Bible down, then things start collapsing. But I would also want to throw a word of caution, Mr. Speaker, just as it has also been recommended by the Devolution Committee, that the assignment of a portfolio of the Deputy Governor as a member of the County Executive Committee is a discretion of the Governor, because anyway, he's the appointing authority. You may find a cantankerous person and you have a requirement in law. If we put it as a requirement in law that they must be CCM, Mr. Speaker, we might cure one problem and create another. And I don't want to use the words that were ever used in this house by Senator Thangwa, that we may be curing diarrhea by sieving the exit. And I think it is not really very, very helpful, Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, I'm rising on a point of law and procedure. Mr. Speaker, looking at the petition, I tend to believe that our distinguished committee might have misused our resources, because the intention of the petition is already provided in law, and I want to invite you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to Section 62 of the County Governments Act number 17 of 2012, where it says the functions of the powers of the governor. And then it goes to Section 32, Mr. Speaker, functions of the deputy governor. It says the deputy governor shall take and subscribe oath to or affirmation as set out in the first schedule of this act before assuming office. Number 2, Speaker, the deputy governor shall deputize for the governor in execution of governor's function. The governor may assign the deputy governor any other responsibility or portfolio as a member of the county executive. So, Mr. Speaker, my concern is if such petition comes, when we are raising these issues, we assume that there is a policy lacuna or legal lacuna. But what we are canvassing is already provided in law. So, Mr. Speaker, I really needed your ruling, because if we are saying let the governors, the law is already there in Section 32, subsection 3. It is already provided that the governor may assign. So what are we doing? Mr. Speaker, this is superfluous. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is a very pregnant and conscient point.
As a point of information from the committee chair.
But let me canvass my point so that I don't lose the trail of thought.
Your point is taken.
No, Mr. Speaker, I'm coming home. I'm coming home, just kindly. No, you don't know whether I'm home or not. Mr. Speaker, that is... Mr. Speaker, can you protect me? Let me conclude. So the intention of any statement or any petition or motion...
You know what is your point of honor, because it's still not
I said I raise on point of law and point of procedure. And of course, point of order is in the Standing Order 135 on the accuracy or the information or even contents of speech, Mr. Speaker. Because my concern is, what are we intending to achieve, Mr. Speaker? Yet Section 32(4) has provided for. So are we saying as a House we will force governors, who include Governor Boni Khalwale, Governor Utsosi, and myself, that they must assign? Mr. Speaker, I need your ruling, because this is a very serious point of law. And I'm also aware, Speaker, you have a matter.
There is a point of information from the committee chair.
Can I get informed, then I conclude?
No, now you have concluded. Then I will give back.
Let me finish, Speaker. I am aware that you have also a legislative proposal on how deputy governors should be given. So what do we intend to achieve? That's my only concern on point of law and procedure.
I want to inform the member that, of course, the clause he's talking about is there. But of course, it is made at the discretion of the governor. What we're saying now is we say shall, so that it can be compelled that the governor must assign the deputy governor a responsibility. But as it is now, it's at his own discretion. The law does not say, does not force the governor to assign. And what we have seen is actually what has been happening in the counties.
Thank you, Chair. You know, the committee recommendations are crystal clear. Their recommendations are very open-ended, what they want to achieve. And that is what the petition and the request and the committee to do. So I'm suspecting this matter of law and procedure you are raising. Then also I'm doubting something in your law school. Because the recommendations are very clear from the committee. Because you must read the report. Senator Methu was doing so well until you interrupted him. And you must read the report before I give you a chance to contribute. Unless I'm convinced, read the recommendations of the committee. Then why are you raising a matter that you know they are trying to delete me and put shall? You're out of order, Senator Chalugei. Senator Methu, proceed and conclude.
I'm not yet at the point of conclusion, Mr. Speaker. I think I still have time. But before then, Mr. Speaker, may I also inform the House that I am now a first-year student of law at the University of Nairobi. And so, therefore, I have so much to learn from my seniors, especially Senator Cherargei. That's why I'm a bit surprised that he has not been able to read the salient issues that have been raised in this petition, because the petitioner has actually quoted the very law that you have read. And he has said that even though there is that provision, very few governors have exercised that particular authority. So I don't want to, I might find myself as a pupil in his law firm. So I want to tread very carefully, very carefully, Mr. Speaker. But be it as it may, I was at the point of saying, I agree fully with the recommendation of the committee that we cannot force governors to assign specifically portfolios as county executive committee members, Honorable Speaker. And so, therefore, I'm looking forward to the bill that you'll be proposing so that we may get to understand which are these. Mr. Speaker, if you are to borrow from the national government architecture, Mr. Speaker, it would have expressly recommended that maybe the deputy president is given a specific ministry. But in the wisdom of those who actually authored our constitution, they gave him specific mandates. More specifically on this mandate of IBEC, Mr. Speaker, most of the government agendas, including budgetary provisions, be it in the national government, be it in the county government, including the way we divide our resources, Mr. Speaker, is discussed at IBEC. And so, therefore, this is an extremely salient role that has been assigned to that office. And I'm looking forward, Mr. Speaker, to that particular proposal that you'll be making. I don't know, and because I've not read, and I can't read your mind, Mr. Speaker, what you'll be proposing in that particular bill, Mr. Speaker, but there is one organization of government that was in many county governments that was construed to be a department within the departments that are provided for in the county governments, the Department of Devolution. You find a CEC for devolution and public service. Maybe, Mr. Speaker, as you craft that law, you may want to loop in deputy governors so that they can be able to play a role in that particular function of devolution and public administration in the counties, Mr. Speaker. So that finally, we don't, force deputy governors to work with, or rather, we don't force governors to work with the deputy governors, Mr. Speaker, but because Senator Cherargei has asked, what was the petitioner looking for when he was raising this petition? What the petitioner has raised is that the deputy governor is funded by taxpayers. If there is no role that he is undertaking, if there is no utility that the public is getting from the services of that deputy governor, why is he in office? Why is he or she in office, Mr. Speaker? And so, therefore, I support this particular report. I said, and the chair was not here, I was not happy about the report they brought last time. I am now very happy, and I have seen that this Committee on Devolution actually works best under extreme pressure. So if we exert extreme pressure on this particular committee, it can continue serving this House and serving it very well. I wish you well, and thank you very much.
Yes, Senator Boni.
Mr. Speaker.